This is The Spot, a BYU-Idaho radio production where we talk about what you're talking about at BYU-Idaho. Today's hosts are me, McKenna Lovelace,
John Villarreal,
Celeste Simmons.
The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university and are solely the opinions of the hosts. We're super excited to be live today. We were originally going to be talking about dating because it's BYU-Idaho, right? And we were going to talk about dating, but then we got some really exciting news not too long ago at Devotional. So we changed everything, and now we're going to talk about the fact that we're getting a new president at BYU-Idaho. And we're going to do kind of a tribute to President and Sister Eyring. So pretty exciting, but we wanted to get kind of your initial thoughts on what you thought about the fact that we are getting a new president. So we'll start with us. I was pretty surprised. There were some rumors going around that we might be getting a new president. And so I was like, okay, that's crazy. And I was planning for this. So we were starting to prepare for any exciting news we got. How about you guys? Were you expecting it?
I knew nothing about it till they said Elder Christofferson was coming, and all that came to my mind was BYU Provo got a new president recently, so I thought maybe they're gonna do the same here, and so that's kind of the speculation too that I was feeling.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I wasn't really sure what was going on, but then people started speculating, and a lot of people said that we get a new president, and that happened. So pretty cool.
Pretty cool. But we're going to come out to you guys and ask what your initial thoughts were with getting a new president. So here we come.
So anybody want to come up and share their opinion about their initial thoughts about getting a new president for BYU-Idaho? Just come close to the stage because the cord's a little bit not long, short. Hello, ma'am. What is your name?
My name's Barbara.
And Barbara, what are your thoughts about getting a new BYU-Idaho president?
Kind of sad Eyring's gone, but Meredith seems pretty like a cool guy, so.
Thank you. What about you there, sir? Come forward. What's your name?
My name's Sigmund.
And Sigmund, what is your thoughts about, a new BYU president?
I initially started my college career with President Eyring, and honestly seeing a new president I think is pretty cool. So new change of things, maybe he'll change it so we can finally wear shorts on campus. So I don't know, that's my thing.
Awesome.
I never thought about that. Shorts on campus. Maybe that'll be allowed soon.
And then she said here, what was your name? Remember your name?
Barbara.
And Barbara said no beard card. Who knows?
Beards and
Hopefully,
shorts,
who
maybe?
knows, right? Anybody else that wants to volunteer or wants to be forced to volunteer?
Oh, over there.
Let's go.
I think it is really cool and exciting. She agrees.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Blake. Last one.
I'm just excited to see if there's any influence that the new president can bring that will be directly affected as students. Because I was only here with President Eyring, and I'm not sure how much impact the new president can have, or if a lot of things are going to stay the same, or what changes are going to come. So I'm excited to see that.
Thank you. Yes, very interesting.
Yeah, it will be exciting to see if there will be any changes, but also just kind of the feel of the school, seeing if that will change at all, having a new president kind of influencing the culture of BYU-Idaho. I'm really curious to see what happens for sure.
And I think it's also true, some of those policy changes that people have been hoping for, like shorts or no beard card. I know that's been a long time demand for a long time. The people have been asking for it, and who knows? Let's hope. But I also think maintaining the spirit of Rick's and the focus on spiritual growth as well, combined with secular growth.
Yeah, definitely. I loved what President Eyring and Sister Eyring brought to the school, and I really liked their promotional videos that they would make in preparation for devotionals. So we're going to watch a few, and maybe you guys remember especially the corn video that happened when that was trending. So let me pull that up.
For me, I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's cold. Up good. choose. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's cold. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. When I tried it, I don't anything change.
That was the corn video. That was a big one. Do you guys remember watching that one?
I do remember
came
watching it. It
out?
went pretty viral around campus.
I do remember that on Instagram Reels, you know. It popped up.
Yeah, that was fun that they tried to do something that was like relatable to young adults, like following a trending TikTok or reel. But they also made like some longer promotional videos. I remember this one back after my freshman year here. Before my mission, they made this video, and I remember everyone talking about it after it came out. So we'll watch this one, and hopefully it won't be as loud. So sorry.
Excuse me, we're new to campus. Can you help us find devotional?
Oh, for sure. Come with me. Come on, Kel. I take this shortcut all the time.
Just to review, in the push-pull model, what again are push factors? Who can define push factors for us, Emily?
Negative factors in the origin.
Good. Negative factors in the origin that are pushing us away. What are pull factors?
Down this way. Now we can go either way, but this is the scenic route.
Does he know where he's going?
Oh, he knows where he's going. If you want to learn how to become a real leader, come to Devotional.
That one was so funny. I remember when it came out. It was just so funny to see him jump in the pool fully clothed, like in his shirt and tie.
Yeah, I did not remember that one, but that is a good one. I think it's cool how they interacted with the students and went to our level in sort of a way, because we always see them up on stages, being pretty professional, but coming down and having fun with the students like that is really cool.
Yeah.
If it was winter and he went he went swimming fully clothed, that's commitment. That shows right there the level of commitment.
Yeah. I like how he walked barefoot outside after that.
Also the tunnels, because BYU-Idaho has tunnels, right?
I totally forgot about the quote-unquote secret tunnels until I rewatched this video. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember people talking about those. Like, oh, where are they? But I think that the conference center, Salt Lake City, has something like that just to make it easier for the speakers and general authorities and stuff. So it makes sense that they kind of modeled it here too, with the I-Center looking like the conference center. Okay, do you guys want to watch another one?
Yeah.
Because they made a lot of really good ones. I didn't even choose all of them.
I was invited to roll the first ceremonial ball at the new strike zone. Gutter ball. True story. Just warming up. No big deal. Okay, so the lane is a little slippery. But remember, Cal, 90% of bowling is half mental.
Remember, the ball and I
are one.
Gutter in the lane, but a strike in my heart.
Hey, my average could be going up.
You can do this.
I love seeing President and Sister Eyring interact with each other in these videos because, she was so supportive of him while he was trying to bowl. She's like, come on, you can do it. Strike in my heart.
Yeah. I remember freshman year walking by the bowling alley and seeing them filming that and
really?
looking through being like, President Eyring's in there.
He's bowling right now. That's so fun.
I like how all these little promotional videos for devotional show how fun he is. He's willing to be funny and goofy and and be able to yeah, just have fun, with this
Yeah.
position as well.
Makes him seem more relatable, like you were saying too. Okay, this one is really fun because they had their son in it. So we'll watch one more.
Matthew, isn't it great to be back in school?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited too that the students, the BYU-Idaho students, are coming back. I miss them when they're gone, and I wish we could just have them all over here for dinner.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not totally sure they fit around our table.
Yeah.
We could have them for dinner.
Oh. Yeah. Wow.
You look a little surprised. I guess I really just haven't had time to cook. I've been taking Matthew to swimming practice and scouts, and especially I've been writing my devotional talk. So.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys okay?
Oh, it's great. Well, at least there'll be some nutritious spiritual food at devotional.
That was a fun one too. I love the cheese puffs on the plate.
I've never seen that one before. That was funny.
Well, obviously they're leaving a really great legacy here at BYU-Idaho. Have either of you met President or Sister Eyring?
I've seen him in passing in the Heart Building. He had just come from the gym.
He swims all the time.
Yeah, he keeps in shape, so I saw him in passing. So.
Yeah, I interviewed him actually last semester for the radio station, so I got to interview him and Sister Eyring, and that was really fun. They were really sweet. Just have a good presence about them, a very good spirit, just super spiritual people, and I was able to interview them about their devotional talk at the beginning of the winter semester. And they were just super nice and friendly and just very normal. Like, they seem very intimidating. Anyone that's up, I don't know, and like leadership can be kind of intimidating sometimes, but they were just like everyday people, so it was a good experience.
Kind of like the Merediths we're talking about. They shared that story with their daughter, I think, that got her mission call, and just how loving they were towards her and how they wanted to know everything about her life and about her mission call, why she wanted to serve. I've never met the Eyrings, but that's what I've heard about them. Like, they're just so interested in individuals and like ministering to the one. They're really good at that. So there is a student, a graduate actually. She just graduated last semester. She sent me a recording of a time when she met the Eyrings and how she felt when she met them. So we're going to listen to that.
President Eyring, in that short interaction that we had, made me feel like I was supposed to be on campus, that the administration and the faculty and the staff on campus were all there for us and that they love us and they want us to succeed. And he was very warm and welcoming, and I think that's one of the most important things to have in a leader of the university or the school that you're attending, just because then you know as a student that you have a place and that you belong on that campus and that the leadership there is looking out for you and wants you to succeed in everything that you do.
I loved that. I like how the Merediths, I think it was them, mentioned how the Eyrings really put a focus on student-focused learning and that the classes should be laid out for the students. And I've definitely felt that way with going to my classes. Like, I love all of my classes. I'm always really engaged. Even if it's not a topic that I love, I still feel like it is focused on me, on the student.
Yeah, and it feels like you can have actual conversations with your teachers and a relationship with them because of the classes, how small they are.
Yeah, they're smaller.
Yeah, I agree. The classes are definitely structured in a way to focus on your growth and be able to fulfill your educational and spiritual needs. And it's a love environment. Like, you feel the love that your teachers have for you. They care for you. Someone said one time, like, teachers, they come here and they become teachers not for the glory, but because they truly care. And it's that spirit of caring and I think that President Eyring has helped foster and grow.
I am curious if anyone here in the Crossroads right now has met the Eyrings by raise of hand. Oh, has anyone else met the Eyrings? Okay, a few. Would you be willing to share just briefly what it was like meeting them?
I can come to you guys. Or we can meet halfway, maybe. What was your name?
I'm Ashley.
And tell us about your experience with the Eyrings.
Well, I got to sit up at Devo a couple Tuesdays ago, and afterwards, Sister Eyring just came up to me. She introduced herself, asked me what my name was. She was super, super kind. Same thing with President and Eyring. They just approached me, and it was, I don't know, really cool. It's like what Sister Meredith was saying in her talk today, that they're very personal. And yeah, that was it.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share an experience that they've had with the Eyrings? And what was your name?
My name is Madeline. I met them a few weeks ago at Devotional as well, and I would agree with what was said before. They just kind of are very personal, and they really bring a spirit to any conversation, even if it's not a spiritual conversation. They're just very enlightening and very kind to everyone. So
I do feel like the Eyrings are really good at keeping things centered on Jesus Christ, and just their whole demeanor, they're just disciples. So I really love that about them. Thanks for sharing.
I liked what President Meredith said about when describing President Eyring. He said that he never met someone with an uncommon combination of intellect and humility, and how it really was really blew him away was his humility, and how humble he was. Even though he had so much skill, so much intellect and everything, he was still humble, and he lifted other people up, and his confidence came from serving others.
Yeah. Celeste, haven't you met the Merediths last semester?
Yeah, I also met the Merediths because he spoke in Devotional last semester, and I was interviewing all of the Devotional speakers. And so I interviewed him and his wife, and that's probably one of my favorite interviews that I've ever done. So when they said Alvin F. Meredith, as a new president, I turned around to my friends. I was like, no way, that's the guy I interviewed. And they remembered the interview and said that they also really enjoyed that interview just because they were so personable and just so kind. And we talked a lot about his devotional talk, which was really good. I think, if I remember right, he talked about, 5 different steps to kind of growing closer to God and Jesus Christ. And then we also talked about their relationship and how they met and kind of their whole dating experience with each other. And he gave some really good advice. So yeah, it was just a normal conversation. It didn't really feel like an interview. It was more of a conversation. So if you guys have not heard that interview, definitely go check it out on all podcast platforms. It's on there. So
that's awesome. Yeah, they seem really personable.
Yeah, I didn't know the Merediths till today, but the way brother and sister, President Meredith and Sister Meredith spoke about their family, about each other, about President Eyring and their relationship with him, and they just came across as really loving people who have high expectations, and they just seemed so, personable and relatable, and just good people overall. You could feel the love that they had for us. And he said, even though you may not know the people you serve, you can still love them before you get to know them. And he said, we love you,
Yeah, I loved that because I could feel that he loved us, even though, he hasn't really started being the president of the school yet. I feel like there is a special love that you gain when you gain a new calling or just responsibility. You just love the people, and it was very apparent. I also loved that it was so clear that he loved his wife. If you didn't go to Devotional, whenever he stood up after his wife spoke, they kissed, and then he went up and he said, "You're going to see more of that." And that was so cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something I noticed when I did the interview with him, because I was really I thought I was only going to interview him, and then his wife was there, and he kind of brought her up to the studio to do the interview, and I was like, oh yeah, of course I can interview both of you. Why not? Of course, because they're a team. So you can tell that he realizes that and appreciates it.
Yeah, that they are a team, for sure. And I get that from the Eyrings too, that they're a team. They're always together. They always speak together.
I love how his wife described, Sister Meredith described her husband when he was serving, I believe, as a president of a mission. He said that he served the missionaries in that area with high love, high expectations, and good humor. That's what I remember. Yeah.
He seems really funny. Just in that little time we got to hear him speak, he does seem like he uses humor a lot. So I'm excited to get to know him better and his wife. But we'll definitely miss the Eyrings too. There is a great spirit that they've brought. And it's amazing that they got us through COVID. Like, I was on my mission whenever COVID was happening, but I know that people were still here. People were still in Rexburg trying to gain an education. And I just, as I've watched things that, like, devotional talks he's given during COVID, he was just so positive about it and really tried to help the students see the positive from it. So I wanted us to listen to just a little clip from one of his devotionals in January of 2021.
This semester presents such an opportunity to increase in faith and charity. As we minister to one another, we can become good Samaritans, examples of our Savior Jesus Christ in all we do. That will bless not only those we serve, but also ourselves. COVID management and response is, for now, an unofficial but very important element of our university curriculum. In addition to increasing our wisdom and charity, it is preparing us to do harder things in the future. BYU-Idaho's certificate and degree programs are similar. They become more intellectually challenging from beginning to end. Then, after graduation, the challenges only grow. Thanks to our present challenges, you will be better prepared for school, employment, and family setbacks. You and I both will be more thoughtful and charitable. Like the Good Samaritan, we will know how to lift up the hands that hang down. That will not only set us apart as leaders, but also prepare us for inevitable challenges never imagined.
I loved that positive attitude he had. He said that through like the COVID experience, we'd be more prepared for challenges later, like in our careers and our families. Like, we learned how to get through a really hard thing, and so we'll be able to do it again.
It reminds me of the scripture that says, this will give us experience and shall be for our good. And it's like, you know, definitely like talking about like just troubles in our lives and challenges, you know, that will give us experience and tools and be able to help us overcome the future and the next challenges, you know, we'll be better equipped.
For sure. What would you guys say is your favorite thing about BYU-Idaho?
About BYU-Idaho? Definitely the people. There's just so many different types of people here, and I think that's really cool. Because we're in, Rexburg, Idaho. You know, it's kind of just a random little town, but there's so many people from all over the world that are here, and everyone has a different background and a different story, and everyone's so kind, really. And it's pretty easy to just get to know people and make friends, so definitely the people.
Yeah. I feel like we can contribute the culture of the people here to the Eyrings, like we talked about earlier, just having such high expectations for like having the spirit here, having an honor code, I feel like really attributes to the way that students are here.
Yeah, I definitely like the small town feel, like the location and the sense of community and the intimacy it brings, that you can literally walk around and just befriend anybody and talk to somebody, and, you know, and it's not weird or awkward, you know, it's, you can just interact and be social, and there's that sense of like loving and caring, and it's so much more easier to make friends if you just reach out.
Yeah, Rexburg is just such a unique place. It is really small, but I think it's true. Like, you can really make good connections here. So I'm really glad that I attend BYU-Idaho. I thought about switching to online, you know, a few semesters ago, because I'm like, oh, well, I could work and just do online classes. But I'm so glad that I came back to the campus and that I could interact with the students here and be able to experience having President and Sister Eyring as, you know, the president of the school. But I feel like we should save a little bit of time for Sister Eyring, because she's amazing too, and they really are a team. So we're going to listen to one more little soundbite from Sister Eyring, a cute story that she told at a devotional.
What we focus on will fill our thoughts and affect our actions. I've had a funny experience lately. My daughter, Emily, is expecting a baby. She will have a little girl at the end of June. Lately, I have been noticing every little baby, especially little girl babies, and I want to buy all the pink baby things. There are so many new babies around here that I hadn't noticed before. It's truly incredible how our minds can see certain things and block out others. Prayer will be a way to focus your mind on the things that you are grateful for. And all of a sudden, you will see more things to be grateful for. Just like there are a lot of darling babies around here, there are even more things to be grateful for at BYU-Idaho.
She's so sweet. I loved that cute little story she told, and that she was inclusive not just to like single members of the school, but also those that are starting their families. They always are so inclusive of the whole student body.
Yeah, and then I believe when she was talking about gratitude, like being grateful for things, and like it's just very important to focus on the good and the things you do have, and not complain about the things we don't have, or focus on the good and count your blessings instead of recounting your misfortunes.
Mm-hmm, definitely. We're so glad we were able to do this podcast live. It's been really fun. There is a QR code that you can see on the screen, so go ahead and scan it now because you can start following us. We're on all podcast platforms. The QR code is to Spotify, I believe. So go ahead and follow us because we have episodes every week. Maybe you didn't know that we have a podcast for the school, but we do. So we talk about what you're talking about. It's all super relatable. We'll talk about dating again. Sorry it wasn't today, but we're glad that we were able to reflect on what the Eyrings have brought to the school.
Yeah, tell your friends.
You've been listening to The Spot, a production of BYU-Idaho Radio. Today's hosts were me, McKenna Lovelace,
John Villarreal,
Celeste Simmons.
The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university and are solely the opinions of the hosts. This episode was edited by me, McKenna Lovelace. Producers were the hosts with supervision by Brandon Isle. Our theme music is Finding Happiness by DJ Quads and The Perpetual Ticking of Time by Artificial Music. To listen to more episodes of The Spot, like and follow us on social media or visit our website, byui.edu/radio, and click podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to the BYU-Idaho Radio podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts. And also leave a review of the show and leave a comment on what we should talk about next.